If you look at the fact that we're talking about maybe 3 or 4 years when the party was more important than the music.
Joe Perry is an American rock star, musician, singer, songwriter, guitarist, actor, bassist, and keyboard player. He's best known as the founding member, lead guitarist, backing, and occasional lead vocalist of the rock band Aerosmith. Perry also has his own solo band called the Joe Perry Project and is a member of the all-star band Hollywood Vampires with Alice Cooper and Johnny Depp. He was ranked 84th in Rolling Stone's list of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time, and in 2001 was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as part of Aerosmith. In 2013, Perry and his songwriting partner Steven Tyler were recipients of the ASCAP Founders Award and were inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Socially, the whole thing about drugs and the whole thing about, when you think about Timothy Leary, this Harvard professor.
If you enjoy these videos, please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. And comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. His full name is Joseph Anthony Pereira, but is also known as Italian Stallion, Joe Perry, Joe Frickin' Perry, the King of Cool, and Joe Effing Perry. He was born September 10, 1950 in Lawrence, Massachusetts, making him 71 at the time of this production. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, or 1.75 meters. His favorite guitar is Gibson BB King Lucio Custom. The color of his eyes is dark brown and his hair is also dark brown, while his weight is 155 pounds or 70.3 kilograms. The favorite color of Joe is green, red, orange, and black. His favorite ideal brain food is coffee, and he also loves chocolates. Perry's a huge fan of Led Zeppelin and Jimmy Page. He has a collection of around 600 guitars. In November 2018, Joe fainted in his dressing room at Madison Square Garden after he performed during a Billy Joel concert and had to cancel the rest of his tour dates for the year. 2 years earlier, he collapsed backstage after a performance with Hollywood Vampires and later said it was due to dehydration and exhaustion. Perry's left-handed, but when he got his first guitar at the age of 12, it came with an instructional record for righties. Not knowing any better, Perry learned to play by listening to that record and has played right-handed ever since. He's a lifelong supporter of the Republican Party. Joe married Alyssa Jarrett on August 5, 1975, and they welcomed their son Adrian before divorcing in 1982. Perry wed Billy Paulette Montgomery on September 21, 1985, and they have 2 sons, Roman and Tony. Joe is also stepfather to Aaron, Billy's son from a previous relationship. Tony and Adrian are in a rock band called Dead Boots.
You're arguing about what somebody said your girlfriend said to this one's girlfriend, and it just all that stupid stuff.
He grew up in Hopedale, Massachusetts, with mother Mary, a gym teacher, father Anthony, an accountant, and younger sister Anne Marie. As a child, Joe wanted to be a marine biologist, but he struggled in school. His parents told him that he might be able to get an internship at the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution if he got better grades, but when there was no improvement, they sent him to Vermont Academy, an all-boys prep school during his junior year. Perry began playing guitar when he was 10 years old, learning to play with his right hand despite being left-handed after his Vermont Academy classmates exposed him to artists like Jimi Hendrix, The Who, and the Yardbirds. Joe's interest shifted from marine biology to rock and roll. In his memoir, Perry revealed that his poor performance in school was a result of ADHD, but that he hadn't been diagnosed until adulthood. In the 1960s, Joe formed a group called the Jam Band with Tom Hamilton, and after Steven Tyler, Joey Kramer, and Brad Whitford joined the band, they became known as Aerosmith and released their debut self-titled album in 1973. 11 of Aerosmith's 15 albums went platinum or higher in the United States, and Get a Grip and 9 Lives reached #1 on the Billboard 200 chart. After the release of 1976's Rocks, trouble began brewing within the band, with drug use and strained relationships impeding the creative process. But this didn't stop their follow-up, 1977's Draw the Line, from going double platinum. In 1979, Perry left Aerosmith after an argument with Tyler, and since they were in the middle of recording the album, Night in the Ruts at the time, temporary guitarists were hired to help finish the album. Joe formed the Joe Perry Project and released the albums Let the Music Do the Talking, I've Got the Rock and Rolls Again, and Once a Rocker, Always a Rocker. Perry reunited with Aerosmith in 1984 and embarked on the Back in the Saddle tour, then released the 1985 album Done with Mirrors. The following year, Joe and Steven teamed up with Run DMC for a remake of Walk This Way. Aerosmith performed at the 2001 Super Bowl halftime show and released the album Just Push Play later that year. In 2017, Aerosmith announced their farewell tour, the Aeroviderci Baby Tour, and in 2019, the band began a residency at the Park Theater in Las Vegas called Aerosmith Deuces Are Wild.
And having these they would have everybody, the bar would be open and he'd play songs, and it was a whole different era.
The main source of Perry's wealth is his music. He's made millions of dollars from his solo albums, as well as albums with the band Aerosmith. Perry also makes money from Joe Perry's Rock Your World hot sauce, which is a blend of onion, lime juice, garlic, and peppers in a bottle. Joe earned $2.1 million in 1973 from the album Aerosmith. The following year, the guitarist made more than $3 million from the album Get Your Wings, and in 1975, he earned over $8 million from his albums released with Aerosmith. Joe has also written Rock, My Life, In and Out of Aerosmith along with David Ritz, and it was released by Simon & Schuster. Steven and Joe had co-owned a restaurant in Norwell, which is called Mount Blue. He has a net worth of $140 million. In 2005, Joe purchased a 115-acre farm in Vermont. Sleepy Hollow Farm includes a 6-stall barn, pond, log cabin, and guest house. And Perry put it on the market for $3.1 million in 2015, but later changed his mind about selling it. Perry's also owned homes in Sunapee, New Hampshire, Sarasota, Florida, and Duxbury, Massachusetts. In September 2021, Joe placed the 7-acre Duxbury property known as Brookhaven Farm on the market for $4.5 million. Nestled securely behind custom double gates on 2 completely fenced-in parcels of land, the main home stuns from the start with its cedar-shingled and green-trim facade accented by varying roof lines and window shapes, plus a 2-car garage bedecked with a barn-style door. Once inside, 5 bedrooms and 4 baths are spread across more than 7,000 square feet of living space, punctuated by soaring wood beam ceilings and custom woodwork. Joe Perry likely owns the following cars and motorcycles: a 1971 Oldsmobile 442 convertible, a 1956 Rolls-Royce, a 2009 Ducati Monster 696, a Porsche, and a Bentley.